Last week was a very big week for me. I moved home. I moved back into the Tuscan countryside where I lived last year, in that small village where only 20 people live in winter. So I'm kind of secluded, but I love the idea of spending the summer in a place like this. And also last week I graduated from the counseling school, so I'm proud to announce that I am officially a professional counselor. This is how tears of joy look like. I'm very emotional today because today is the day I made my dream come true, one of my biggest dreams, that is to become a counselor, and I managed. I'm 38 years old. I kind of started having this dream when I was 30, and after 8 good years, today it's finally happening, and I'm overwhelmed with joy. And I'm grateful and proud of myself. I'm happy. It feels good. It feels good. It feels really good.
Allora, per la Michaela, ovviamente la prima parte è uguale, nel senso che ci sono tutti i dati, poi ci sono le domande e la valutazione è la seguente. La Leva ha dimostrato fin dall'inizio un profondo interesse nei confronti del modello integrato transpersonale della scuola, integrandolo gradualmente con la sua idea di counseling rodersiano, dandosi la possibilità di creare una visione più completa delle relazioni d'aiuto nella professione di counseling. Personalità eclettica con una visione cosmopolita che può darle l'opportunità di costruire la sua identità professionale di counselor in ambito interculturale, imparando ad allenare sempre di più l'ascolto. Ha esposto la tesi con chiarezza e competenza. Okay.
I feel like this is a turning point for me, and in this video I will explain why. One thing I do not regret is doing my degree in languages, Chinese and English. I still love languages, and even if I won't use my degree for work purposes, or at least I don't think that I will, I'm still happy that I made that choice. Now, something I do regret is doing my master's in global political economy in London. Going back in time, I would still do my master's in London because it was an amazing experience, and the school system in UK is, in my eyes, almost perfect. I've been an Erasmus student in Bristol for 6 months. It was an extremely fluid experience. Everything ran smoothly. I loved it. And also at City University in London, I had a fantastic experience. Like, the system in England is running really well, if you ask me, based on my experience. Now, I wouldn't do global political economy anymore. If I would go back in time, I would probably do psychology or human rights. That's because I feel like things for me started to go in the wrong direction during that time. I started doing a master's, which I thought that I should do. I clearly knew wasn't my path, but still I chose to go that way. And looking back, I'm thinking, why? Why did I even do that? Like, why? Overall, was a positive experience. I mean, I also did my internship at the British Parliament in the Big Ben at Westminster. That was a big deal for me, like a huge deal, to do my internship with a member of the Parliament who happened to be a member of the government as well. Like, oh, I was over the moon. I was extremely proud of myself. So it was great from lots of point of view, but it wasn't my path. And the problem is that I continued going on the wrong path. I went working for a big bank up north. So I moved from London because in London I had to share the house with many people. And for 2 years that got me really tired. So I accepted a job in North England, in Sunderland, in a bank. And I stood there for almost 4 years. Now, then I purchased a house there, which sometimes I regret doing, sometimes I don't, because I'm still not sure if that was meant to be, if that makes sense. Like, I tried to sell the house many times. 3 times I almost sold it, but it just doesn't happen, for a reason or another. It just doesn't happen. It's like, that house needs to be mine in a way. I reached a point where I was home with depression and anxiety for 5 months. 5 months in which I wasn't myself. 5 months in which I regretted every move I've made. It was tough. I was having panic attacks. I was feeling alone. I was feeling tired, negative, desperate. That's the word, desperate. And then I started to go to a counselor, to go to therapy, basically. I just couldn't handle everything on my own, and I was taking pills, and it was a tough time. That's when I took my dog, because my mom insisted on me having a dog to help me with my depression. My dog is now 7, so it's been 7 years since that dark moment in my life. And I realized that, and I was like, oh my God, this got too serious. Like, I really took the wrong turn. While I was doing therapy, I realized, okay, this needs to stop. This is not me. This is wrong. I need to have the guts to end this. It was hard because obviously I had a stable job. I was earning lots of money. I had a very comfortable life, and I was in a safety bubble, if you like. But I said, I just cannot continue this way. It's just not right. So I decided while I was in therapy to quit my job and to leave UK. And that's what I did. I left the job and I moved to France. I moved to France. I wanted a sunny country. That being said, I lived in, I think, 5 countries. And when I say 5 countries, I mean I had documents, like I had a country ID. So not just staying there and walk around. I actually had IDs. That was in Romania, in Italy, in UK, in France, in Ireland, and in Switzerland. 6 countries, actually. So I lived in 6 different countries. Of course, I traveled in many more. I've been a month in China. I've been a month in Brazil, for example. So I've been on long term even in other countries. But officially, I lived in 6 countries. I moved to France. I realized while I was there that French people weren't really matching my personality. I have a spicy personality, so the French people were too elegant for my taste, let's put it this way. So while I was there, I was like, this is not working for me. You know what? I'm going back to Italy. There again, a weird circle started, because in Italy there isn't any meritocracy, and I challenge everyone to say that's not true, because I can guarantee you there's no meritocracy in Italy. I love this country and I'm in Italy right now, but when it comes to work and meritocracy, ooh. So if you care about meritocracy, do not come to live in Italy. I was here for a few months. It wasn't working. Then COVID hit. I was unemployed for 13 months. After 13 months, I started a job here in Italy that was way below my level. But I wanted so badly to stay here that I just made a compromise until I got sick. of it, and until I kind of went bankrupt, if you like, not officially, but you know what I mean. I just didn't have any more money. So I had to go back to UK. So then I went to UK. After some months there, again, I made some money. I worked in a job that was suited for me. And again, UK has lots of meritocracy, and I'm very grateful for that. It's a country where you want to go and work. It wasn't just right for me. So I wanted to have the position I had in UK, but be in Italy, if that makes sense. But it just wasn't possible. So I was going 8 months in UK and then coming back to Italy and then again going bankrupt and then going back to UK and working again. I worked in a city hall. I worked for the government in UK, I mean. And I was coming back here and doing jobs way below my level, sales assistant and so on, until I said, okay, this is enough. While I was going up and down UK, Italy, I was doing the counseling school. Eventually, I finished last week after 4.5 years of struggles and moving house. And I think I moved more than 100 times in my lifetime. I can guarantee you that only in London I lived in 7, 8 places, if not more. In 2 years, I moved so much I cannot even describe. You will say, well, what's wrong with you? Why would you move 100 times? Like, that's not right, you know? So I I moved for two reasons, really. One, because I have to be honest with myself. I kind of have a nomad personality. I like moving. I'll be honest. It's not easy when I move because you get attached of things, of places, of people, but I kind of feel the need to move, you know. So I kind of tend to move every 4 to 8 months. Yeah, every 4 to 8 months. I mean, I am not married, I don't have children, and I tend not to respect the social norms that are expected from someone of my age. But I will talk about that in a different video because, yeah, there's a lot to say about that. Also, because I know what my goal is. So, from outside, people were seeing someone who was just moving randomly, when in reality, every move that I make, like when I say move, it's like moving home or moving or changing job or things like that. Every move that I make, it's a step ahead towards my goal. From outside, because I move a lot, it might seem that I don't know what I want, when in reality, it's exactly the opposite. Here I want to say, I have a friend of mine, saying to me, we would all want to do what we love to do. That would be easy. You kind of sometimes need to compromise and do things that you don't like. And I was thinking, and I even told her, I said, listen, my dear, choosing to do what you really love is the hardest thing in the world. It's by no means easy or the easiest way. When I worked in a bank, I could have been by now at least an area manager. Or I even received a job in the government, a management job in the British government, which I can prove. I proved to myself that I can do it. So I could have done it. I could have been a branch manager. I have the capabilities, you know what I mean? But I chose not to. For me, would have been much easier to be an area manager for a branch. To become a manager, you have a recipe. You know, if I do this, I'll do that, I'll become that. People will support you. You have a team, you have the company you work for. Everyone is telling you, everyone is guiding you, everyone is supporting you. When you choose your own way, you have the goal, you have the direction, but that's it. That's it. No support. Often you don't have the money to go that way. You don't have the recipe. You don't know the next step. Nobody's pushing you. Nobody's telling you what to do. Nobody's supporting you. But I'm proud of myself for choosing this because along the way, I realized that what's important for me is to die in peace. And what I mean by that, when I'll be on my deathbed, I don't want to tell myself, oh my God, you should have done things differently. You should have chosen your path. You should have at least tried. But you did something that didn't make you happy. You did something, you just wasted your life, literally. And I wouldn't die in peace. I just wouldn't. I struggle sometimes, but it's a good struggle. It's a struggle that helps me grow. It's a positive struggle. It's even hard to explain. Like when I was in the bank, I was depressed in a way and I was crying in a way, and now I'm crying in a different way. So sometimes I cry because I'm thinking, oh my God, if I won't make it, I need to make it, But it's a different cry. It's not a depressive cry. It's a motivational cry. I know that if I will get on my deathbed, even if I fail, I'll be proud of myself, and I will close my eyes in peace. I will say, you know what? I'm proud of you. You went for it. Alone, in hardship, with no money, with no support, you went there because you knew that that's your way. And you went for it, and you've tried. Yes, you failed. You didn't manage to reach your goal, because you didn't. But hell, you went and tried. I will never, I repeat, never regret choosing my own path. And to be honest, not many people understand this. The ones who know me really, really, really well, they admire me a lot. They're like, wow, you're my hero. You just go for it. You always throw yourself into what you believe in. But people who do not know me, they kind of judge me in a negative way. They think, oh, she doesn't know what she wants because she's always moving. Or some of them, they think, oh, she's a failure because obviously she's always moving, so she doesn't really manages to build anything. I am building, but not in the traditional way. This is what people don't want to understand. And why they don't understand is because they are not like me. And not everyone has the empathy. Not everyone is capable to understand and accept that others are different. I cannot be bothered to explain to everyone. If they want to think that I'm a failure, that I'm not building anything, that's fine. The only person I'm responsible for is myself. If I am happy with my decision and my direction, that's it. Others will have to accept if they want me in their lives. You will be amazed how many people had the recognition and the money they deserved based on their work and based on their knowledge and based on whatever they did in life very late in life. And after so many failures, which you would call a failure because it's, as I said, it's a learning curve. Now, I think the next step will be for me, I won't go into counseling for now. I want to start a business. I realized that I need to start monetizing my skills. And I was it wasn't the right time because obviously I was doing the counseling school, but I feel that now is the time to start monetizing my skills. And I watched many videos about, business ideas, and I will decide to go for the one that's more in line with my personality, with my skills, with my creative side, and start with the business. Obviously, in the meantime, I'll continue with my videos, with YouTube, with my writing, with everything that, learning languages. I'm now learning German as well. As soon as I will decide which one, probably I will document all my journey in the business. I will try probably more models because I feel that I found 3 or 4 business models that could work for me. And based on the videos I saw on YouTube, I realized that everyone who succeeded failed so many times, and they tried so many different things before they actually made it. And they made it because they were determined to, because they did not allow fear to stand in their way, and they didn't allow other people to stay in their way. So these two things, if you want to go for something in life, you need to be mindful of. One, don't care what other think, and also fear. No fear, because it can be scary, but you need to have thick skin. You need to have thick skin so you don't mind the fear and you don't mind other people. I think that's the direction I'll take now. I'll keep you updated. Thank you so much if you watched so far. Thanks to people like yourself, I am a step closer to my goal, and I'm very grateful for you watching me so far. Thank you so much, and see you next time.